Hey everyone, this is the Effect DAO call. This is June 26th, 2024. And I guess we're all hungry for updates since pre-release was released about a month ago. So I'll leave it to Jesse to tell us all that's been done in the time since.
Yes, I'm here. So biggest update is that indeed the pre-release was already announced a while back. It had a bit of a slow, long rollout, but finally it's here. So actually we have the app now deployed on the new URL that it's gonna live at app.effect.ai. I'll share the link here in the chat as well. So yeah, there were a few hurdles on the road, but the new application is now deployed with some tasks and campaigns behind it. It just like literally today got to this point. So we are now on currently actively sending out access codes to the first users. I think the first ones will go out tomorrow. So people that filled out the form and like the most active users will get their access codes this week. So we can have the first people use and do tests on the platform. So that's pretty exciting. We're happy it's finally here. It's not fully there yet, as we have quite a few design updates that we want to put into place, and also a lot of extra features we want to add. But all the bare bone functionalities is there to be used right now. So that's the most important, exciting update for now. Let me quickly send out the link. There's not much to see. It's just like the login page, as we're now working with the access code system. Basically means that you need to receive an NFT, access NFT, in order to work on the platform. And we're going to use this to control the first few waves of new users onto the platform. Make sure that we can guarantee the quality and qualifications and everything necessary to get a really strong core user group that are processing tasks in the beginning. So that's the approach that we've announced already before. I think technically this is the main major update. So yeah, I'll hand it over back to DJ, or if anyone wants to add something like Lawrence or Rochelle, feel free to do so now.
I'll add a little bit about the first users in a moment if anyone else wants to converse about some of the tech updates first.
Oops, sorry. I'm messing around a bit with the Discord. Sorry, Rochelle. Yes, go ahead. You can go.
Oh, okay.
Maybe talk a bit about the onboarding of the users.
Yes. So as Jesse mentioned, this is a very exciting update. We have a very small handful of people to give out access codes to over today and tomorrow for the very first testers of V2. Like I said, it's going to be a very small group just right here at the beginning because there are some feedback sessions that we want to have with you guys who are selected for like the very first small group. And then as we implement those changes that we identify in some feedback sessions with people, then we can, start handing out access codes to more people. I'm sure you guys are wondering, okay, how will I know if I'm picked? That's like one of the very first questions that I would ask if I was on the wait list. And that is simply if you filled out your Discord handle in the registration form, I'll contact you by Discord first. I know we generally don't do a direct message first, from the team because of scammers. So you can double check if I am reaching out to you in Discord. I will be tagging you in our general chat and saying, "Hey, I'm reaching out to you." So make sure if you do have a Rochelle impersonator or Rochelle sending you a DM, even if it's really me, click on my profile name and make sure that it shows that I am the admin and moderator in the server, that I am actually a member of a server with you. You can always check for, servers in common, that kind of thing. And if you're still really super suspect and unsure, just tag me in one of the channels and be like, "Did you send me a DM?" And I will confirm if I did or didn't. And so, yeah, so be safe. There's always scammers watching and waiting and listening. So, especially when we record all these notes and put it out there, I just don't want anyone to think that any Rochelle that sends you a message could be the real one. So, safety first. But yeah, and if you didn't put a Discord thing in there, then I will send out an email. So yeah, and just to verify too, you can email me directly. It's my first name at effect.ai for my email. So yeah, and then those of you who are in this first little group, I will make a private channel for us to talk about all this stuff and everything. It just keeps the server organized and things like that, and allows for less chaos going on as we fully build this out. And then two, also, it's still not too late to join. I'm going to post an open call to action and also post on our server or our socials screenshot of the app.effect.ai, the link to it, and then a call for more people to sign up. We have a lot of people and already signed up for early access, and there's always room for more. So I'm looking for anyone and everyone to sign up and join. But yes, wait to hear from me. You'll hear from me today or tomorrow. Remember, I work like crazy late hours, European time zone, so be patient. But I should be able to notify everyone. So yeah, that's it. Very excited.
That's great to hear that workers are now going to be able to do tasks. How many what sorts of tasks are going to be available?
In the beginning, they'll just be like maybe a few different campaigns, mostly just for testing with the platform, with the new software updates and whatnot. So nothing really connected to a client right now, because we want to have that all worked out before clients on board. So yeah, just a general, probably think of like some image labeling and some text stuff, we're testing out a couple different templates in the back end, so some of the new ones we come up with, those will be some early testing. Label Studio always comes to mind. That's a favorite.
Sounds good. And so, you said that link, you needed an access code for the workers. What about requesters? I remember like in the past page, you could like choose who you were. Do they get a new page now?
Um, yeah, this new version, there'll be more of a separation between the, workers and requesters. Not
Yeah,
so
exactly.
crazy like before.
Maybe
Lawrence, yeah, Lawrence is
I
the
can
king
jump
on
in
this one.
a little bit here. Yeah, the new UI is mainly focused now on the worker side. In theory, the requesters can already post campaigns to it, but the first focus is a bit more on like actual developers that want to post campaigns and tasks to the platform. We of course have the Python software development kit that we have been building. So I think the main focus for Requestors will first be a bit more technical, where they have to use the Python software development kit to post campaigns, and maybe later on we can, if the need is there, we can create like a separate UI or Requestors, kind of like what we had in the old website. There on the old version was a little bit too much of an overlap between the requesters and the workers, so we want to have a bit of a more clean separation between the workers and the requesters. But for now, the workers, of course, they need like this this nice UI UX to do their tasks, but the requesters should be a bit more technical, and they can use the Python software development kit to make campaigns.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the
Yeah.
GitHub commits to the Python SDK. How's that going along?
I'll get to that as well. So I just wanted to add on the new, like a little fun fact on the how to make campaigns. So I think actually David already started on some UI as well, and there's been some additions to the SDK on campaign creation and campaign management. So I think we're going to see some user interface there soon. But the main way to create it, like Lauren said as well, is that the Python SDK can now be used for making data sets and getting the results. And I've been working on a little CLI tool as well that can easily use the Python SDK to do some data science tasks around making tasks, because in the end, there's quite some data science required to put data sets and manage campaigns on effect networks. So having the Python ecosystem there helps. And with the CLI, I've been experimenting a bit with having, so right now it can publish data sets. So it creates a campaign from a markdown file and uploads, for example, a folder of images by pushing them into IPFS and putting the hashes into a CSV and putting that CSV on the effect platform. Like these steps are automated. But I'm also experimenting a bit with having like an LLM similar to ChatGPT, basically creating the base structure. So creating a base template, a base README, and some base structure around the files to put a campaign on a platform. And it appears to be working really, really well. So I think that's going to be a very nice tool for people to sort of do some of the legwork of putting a campaign on the network. So basically being able to put a prompt. You have the CLI that you ask to create a campaign with a prompt, and it would set up like a lot of the files required for in the right structure to put that campaign online, including the instructions, which are quite like specific to write. I think Rochelle is the most experienced here with writing instructions for workers, and it's a skill that's definitely not everyone has, and you need to hit a specific tone of voice and be quite detailed but also quite brief and use simple language and to get workers to understand the instructions. So getting a right ChatGPT prompt to create the instructions really helps in my experience. So that's another cool tool that we're working on
Yeah,
to get things more.
It's been fun with that. I've been I guess you would say prompt mining, playing around with some of the LLMs and trying to get one to be able to create the description, instructions, the examples, and things that would give the worker everything they needed to know in very plain English on how to complete the task with the precision of quality needed, for good results. So it's a long process sometimes. And you have to know exactly what kind of results you want first before you can make the instructions and stuff. You kind of like have to work backwards. So yeah, that's been fun playing around with those, trying to find the exact wording to give a certain model so we get it like what we need. I'm enjoying it, working on that part.
Yeah, and the disadvantage of just using like the CLI, of course, is that it's hard to preview your campaign, your template mainly. So that's why it's great that David is already working on like a UI, and I guess in practice it will kind of work that you can like preview and tweak your template in the UI, and then from there you'll take it to the CLI or the software development kit in Python, and be able to post it from there. I think in practice that's how most requesters would do it.
Yeah, I used it to just see what I'm doing in the UI. So yeah, that would be very helpful. And I guess if you could just sync it in with a ChatGPT type LLM that generates the template for you based on just what you asked for, that'll be even better. Like I imagine some data scientists could just have a bunch of files and be like, I want these files evaluated by people in this way, and it just generates everything for you. I don't know if that's too much to ask for or not, from what you've told me so far.
It's doing. I haven't tested advanced cases yet, but it's doing quite well with just generating HTML so far. Like if you give it some instructions, because it creates the instructions for workers and then sort of is able to link that to the UI elements as well, which is quite cool, like and useful. So, but I doubt it's gonna be able to do like a bit more complicated, like when it comes to planning or like doing multiple, like it's definitely not going to be able to set up complicated campaigns, but it's doing it. It's I think it will be able to set up a lot of the like templating, like creating HTML files is just quite time consuming, and especially when we have some unique syntax for effect force that you can use. I think it's going to be able to put together maybe 60 or 70% of the effort from a prompt. And when it comes to writing the instructions, I think it will be able to do like way more, like almost the whole instructions can be written by LLMs, I think. So it's going to be a massive productivity boost, I think. But when it comes to the more code intensive templates, we will always need to do programming.
All right, so it's good to see it coming along. So now workers will be doing tasks soon. I guess now I can finally look in and see if I can update my task alerts tool so people can also see the task getting posted.
Oh, right, the bot, right? The Discord bot.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how to monitor the new smart contracts. Yeah, that would be cool if they have that one working.
Sharif made a question. Any update on the marketing side? I guess anyone want to answer that?
Oh yeah, I can answer that. I was actually starting to write a text response here. Yeah, so we do have a big marketing plan set on the team side in the background. The very first part of marketing is the trickles in as far as announcing workers being onboarded, V2 coming to mainnet, and all that stuff happened today. And it would have been out, but I had to prepare for the DAO call. So after the DAO call, you'll see the social posts starting to trickle in with that. You can be on the lookout for some blog articles coming out, regularly scheduled tweets, things like that. But the marketing plan, it's static and completely dependent on development. The development pace sets the marketing pace, because we don't over deliver and hype and then underproduce. So yeah, just keep watching the developments, and as you see more updates and things, you'll really know how things are progressing. And our goal is to have a lot of information out, a lot of community building, and a lot of product education and outreach. So that is our marketing update.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned that there's clients, I think, like on the docket, but the timeline is different for them. For requesters, I mean.
Yeah, about the client requesters and clients, we have a few that we're closely talking to, working with, and that have committed on running data sets, but it's been a bit slow. I think like in the crypto space, they're mainly like Web3 projects, and things have been a bit slow. I feel like we're not getting too much input right now from various of these projects. So it's all going a bit slower. Maybe it has to do with the markets. I'm not sure, but we're definitely still pushing and hoping to get data sets on. For us, we're also very like it's also helpful to run the first few campaigns with data sets that are not like really important for clients, because that would put extra pressure on and probably slow down some of the development progress. But like the platform is ready for it, like very soon, perhaps even now. So it's really hard to put timelines on this, because obviously having external clients run their like real work, so their production data sets on the platform, it depends on them, and they need to be able to provide input, data, feedback on the templates. Like it's that process is just slow right now. So we don't have any dates that this will go online, except that we're running a few conversations now, and we're like, when we're able to come out, also like aligning our marketing release with potentially a big rebrand that we have in the works and some real name clients. I think that should all be sort of ready and released at the same time, so we can really get some momentum. Once we get some exposure, people notice effect again. If it has a fresh look and we're on a migrating into a new ecosystem as well, the Solana ecosystem, once the bridge is active. I think that's at that moment it's crucial that we have the clients ready and aligned. So it's from the client angle, it's just the most important that we get them all committed, have the data sets all nicely prepared and ready, which is taking very much time, and it's hard to predict when it's done. But as long as we have them before that time, I think we're that's sort of the goal we have right now on the BD side.
So you mentioned that you envision the Solana Bridge and stuff like that only happening at the same time or after? Or will it, like, since we're kind of depending on their, timeline, could the Solana Bridge happen before that?
I think the Solana bridge is the timing of it is quite important. I mean, it makes, if we're going to get a lot of new eyes on the projects, I think it's extremely important we get a fresh look and like clear messaging on the website, and have the V2 platform accessible, so have a bit more user base there, so people that register will actually get onboarded in due time, which is all coming along. And then getting the marketing exposure from real clients on the platform will also really help the project get our message across and have some real good use cases. I think that should all be done during and around the time of the bridge. So that's sort of what we're aiming for. The bridge itself is quite like, we can just open it up and provide the liquidity. I think we've done all the work when it comes to figuring out and testing certain setups. So in that sense, there is not a lot of complication within the bridge, except for the logistics of the liquidity pools and the timing of when to set it up.
Yeah, the only
I don't know
thing
if that
out
answers.
the liquidity pools is I guess the there's only so much you can add on one side, right? So I guess it's better to do it when EFX is cheaper, right? You don't want to create the liquidity pool after all the hype, and then everyone just dumps it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the liquidity pool um, it doesn't really matter, I guess, what the price of EFX is for making the liquidity pool, as we will. It just matters in the amount of tokens that have to be supplied. So because we're aiming for probably a US dollar value of liquidity to be provided in that pool,
Well, yeah, but I
rather than a
mean,
token amount. So
if you look at the volatility for the past like 3 months, if I would choose a time to add liquidity, it would be like now as opposed to in March, right?
probably, yeah, maybe right. If you would add liquidity now, you would have to add a bunch more tokens for the same USD value
Yeah. So I mean,
than before,
this is
right?
just my opinion, but I guess whatever the timing, you should make the liquidity pool, I guess first. At least, I mean, right now it seems like a good time because I just don't want like with all this volatility, I don't want it done at a peak, right? And then it's kind of like you wasted your money. So like there's a sweet spot, right? So and that's really tricky to do,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just saying this to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely some strategic thinking to be done on that, and the timing is important. Yeah.
Yeah, I only speak from experience because I put it in the pool and then like EFX drop a big amount and I get salty, So I don't want you guys to do the same thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. Oh, Lawrence is typing something. Oh, well then, thanks for stopping by, Lawrence, and your input. And I guess we can go ahead and start talking about DAO-related affairs.
Thanks. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, Lawrence.
So I've been experimenting with ATPs. There's one ATP to send 500,000 EFX to the Foundation's liquidity wallet on Binance Smart Chain. The last transaction worked. There were no issues, so I'm just doing the 500,000 now. And then also I'm doing a new DEX like test ATP. Like we've passed proposals to create funding to create a USDT reserve, which we'll also have to talk about in a bit. But the way I was envisioning it is with new DEX, they have people doing arbitrage. So even if there's no one really using the exchange, making listings, if you set a listing for a price and it's like, slightly different from the DeFi box current price, arbitrage bots will take care of it. So that way it allows you to, so it will allow the DAO to set a sell price for EFX and get something in return for it. And that's what I'm doing with that, selling the EFX for EOS. And I think this could be one way to accumulate funds for the things like the hackathon and other things that we may need, non-EFX funds for. So that's what we'll be testing out with this latest ATP transaction. And then aside from that, there was news yesterday that USDT, the Tether Foundation, is ending support for USDT on EOS. So they said you no longer can transfer USDT into EOS, and leaving EOS, the support will end in 12 months. So the DAO does have $2,800 worth of USDT, so we'll need to figure out what to do with it, because now it's like on a time limit. These were funds for the hackathon, but can't really know when the hackathon will be, so it's best to have it in something that doesn't have a time limit. And aside from that, there's probably big implications for EOS as well, since the biggest pools are in USDT. I think the ENF actually several years ago made a really big effort to get adoption from USDT, but I guess it wasn't enough, and so they're kind of ending it.
Yeah, indeed, it's pretty bad news for everyone. It's unfortunate because that USDT was one of the it was really good to have on any ecosystem to be able to use a stable coin. And there still are plans to have a stable currency payment system within the platform of Effect to make sure workers can get more stable, being able to either cash out to a stable currency or actually earn in a stable currency. These are things that are, I think, very important on the long run for platforms like ours. So that basically went away now, because I don't think there is going to be there. I don't think there's a high chance that a big stable currency will emerge on EOS, and you needed a stable currency to be really big in adoption, or to be very trustworthy and transparent, which I think there's not much else that's available or will be available, I think, to accommodate that. So I guess it gives more reasons to also expand to other ecosystems, like our Solana Bridge. I think makes even more sense with the disappearance of USDT. I think, in my opinion, it's actually is a major hit on the EOS ecosystem. So yeah, just wanted to express the thoughts. And indeed, on the short term, anyone, and especially the DAO itself that has USDT should definitely swap that to something else. I think a good discussion would be where to swap it to.
Yeah, the two things we've discussed so far is either we can be more manual. Well, the funding proposals themselves are already manual because I transferred it. The DAO transferred it to a wallet I manage, so I can use the P Network portal and just create a wallet, and then I guess we can use the foundation's liquidity pool wallet as the reserve location.
We could, right, if we want to take it off of EOS. I'm not. Yeah, I'm still thinking like having it on EOS is also nice because it is within the power of the DAOs, like ATP, so we can actually send it around and
Yeah.
do things within the DAO itself. And putting like these treasury assets outside of EOS means we're putting it in custodians' hands, like the foundation or someone that's gonna hold that on a different blockchain, which will make it less decentralized. You put trust there, but also we won't be able to access it from proposals without having to rely on someone sending it back or something like that.
Yeah, the idea
So
I had for that is I did send a message to the P Network crew, and they were kind of excited because I think they said they're actually talking with like ENF, trying to pitch their bridges. And I guess a bridge stablecoin is better than no stablecoin, I guess. And so with a bridge, then the DAO could still manage some sort of BSC side stablecoin and have its bridge representative token in the DAO proposal's contract and be able to send that. But of course, that would be if they do something, right? But that's how I envision the best way to do things. You also mentioned buying EOS, but the main reason I wanted the reserve pool is I want something hard, something reliable. If there's a war in Taiwan and everyone doesn't want to do crypto for like 2 years, we at least have something, to fund the hackathons or something. And we don't have to, try to scramble up funds in some other way. So that's why I prefer like something stable to be built up.
Yeah, true. It's nice to have a stable going within the DAO.
And
So
EOS itself is pretty volatile. I mean, it's like every time I check, it's like down.
yeah, EOS, yeah, it's going bad
I
with
think,
EOS.
and I think a lot
Crunch.
of it's going into RAM. Like they're doing this whole RAM thing, which is, it used to be a current concern to me because it makes things more expensive for us. But EOS goes down like in tandem, so I guess it equalizes it.
Is RAM already like the official RAM? Is it already like released as a token? Did it already happen or?
Well, as far as I'm aware, there's still just RAM, and then there's like tokens that are backed by RAM. So like BRAM is like the Firebox token, and basically it's like, they have like all these tokens, and I think it's 1 byte is equal to 1 BRAM. So it's like a backed currency. That's all it is. I don't think they have an official RAM token.
Yeah, I think that's coming though. I think the official RAM token is coming. Like RAM will be tokenized in an update. That's what I would. That's what I thought at least, but I might be wrong. Yeah. I have to
Well,
research a little bit
well,
how
yeah,
this
I
works and
have to
when it's
check it
gonna be
too
rolled out.
because they are doing like a big tokenomic change for EOS. Like they're creating a hard cap, but they're also like minting them as well. So I'd say the only thing
Yeah,
is
the whole EOS update is also interesting.
this RAM token and these other RAM tokens, none of them are on like CoinMarketCap. Like, so like no one really knows about them except the EOS community. So I think they're kind of, I don't know, not really taking advantage of the great amount of presence they still have on all these other sites. But I'm not gonna complain about the ENF here.
Yeah, they're not very well known. That's for sure. The RAM tokens. But I think for when it comes to the tokens that we have now, like the USDT we've collected through your proposals, DJ, mainly, I think it makes sense to keep those in stable currencies. And I guess it's best to get them off of USDT as soon as we can. I guess we have a few months' time to do so. But if in 12 months they're going to stop converting USDT from EOS to USD, that token basically becomes like valueless. So we definitely shouldn't wait too long, just in case there's some crunch on the USDT on EOS before. But maybe,
Right.
yeah, if P Network comes up with a good solution, like they bridge USDC to EOS and put like a large liquidity pool behind it, I think then it makes sense to start using that token. That would be kind of a small
Well, yeah,
improvement that
it'll
we
be
can make use of.
a good case for us because we can still send it wherever, and it. So yeah, it'll be great for us if P Network can do that, but we don't know the timeline on that. Um, yeah. Though I don't think I'm gonna rush up to run a proposal now because I'm curious to see what the ENF will suggest is their solution to this problem, since I'm sure plenty of people are complaining. Maybe they'll make their own
Yeah, they announced they
stablecoin.
were open for, perhaps, yeah, that would be interesting. They announced they would be open for some ideas and community initiatives on this regard, so we can see what comes up. I think there's no hurry indeed, but I
Yeah, if
would say
there's
within 6 months is a good time frame to
yeah,
at least convert it before then.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And then I think I'll just update my funding proposals to save it in the foundation wallet, so that way it's all stablecoin on the Binance Smart Chain. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we can just bridge it there, and it can indeed be there for safekeeping. And the ATP you made for new decks, DJ, that one is that's going to be executed on Friday, right? Or like when the cycle ends, which is a new one, the new decks order.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess whenever you get it ready, I'll be executing it to see how. It's just funny because like my original plan was, if I can do this for EOS, I can also do this for USDT, and that way we can just use new decks, sell orders to build up reserve funds. Because I don't want to use DeFi box because that's like time specific. You don't really know what price you're always getting. Like it's too much timing involved in there. But with with new decks, you can just say I want it at this price, right?
You just put the limit order, right? I see in the transaction, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get guaranteed that price. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, very cool.
I prefer doing it this way because then it's more clear cut how much you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So do you? I guess. I mean, I guess I say this every DAO call, but make sure to, I guess, update the guide, right? If you get a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I will look into this for this cycle. I know I've said this before, but yeah, I will work on the guide and fix these issues with the cycle update.
And Sheriff posted a message. Why not leave EOS for another blockchain network totally? And well, I have my answer, and that's probably just the amount of work involved. But I think all of us aren't really, say, EOS loyalists. I think the original reason EOS was so advantageous was because it would be cheap for workers to do tasks. But if EOS does stuff that just keeps increasing the price of rent, like there's one guy who joked on their Telegram, Solana is making transactions cheaper, while EOS is making transactions more expensive. So like, why would you choose EOS then? So yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, well said. I think we're not loyalists of EOS. Main thing is, yeah, the platform has been so long underway to be released, the V2. So, and it's based on EOS, so we want to get that off the ground and get the product again going, get the task counter going up, and get fees collection going up, and get the whole engine running again, because it's been just way too long, and everyone is a bit impatient, and we want to see that happen now, right? So this runs on EOS, so to migrate right now, I think would not be good at all for the product, for the community, and for the progress. But I think we're very open for migrating parts of the product, or like there's quite some ideas going around. I don't think it makes sense to go into too much detail until we get a bit more concrete. But there are all parts of this product that we can move to other chains, like Solana could do a whole part. Like of the product as well. So I don't think we're not extremely loyal or extremely connected right now to EOS. And once our product is running, I think a lot of our energy and focus will be on getting better ecosystems for our platform. So yeah, and also I agree with DJ with what he just said, with the example as well from the prices for transactions, the direction where things are going. Yeah, I also agree that it doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah, so yeah, that's great because yeah, we should always put it's great if we have ourselves in a position where we can make the migration if it becomes necessary. Because ultimately, I think Rochelle like hammered this on many DAO calls that it's about the worker experience, right? And I don't want workers to pay 50 cents to earn $1. So we'll see how the RAM stuff goes for EOS, but that stuff does concern me. I guess it's only balanced out by the fact that EOS keeps going down.
Yeah. Over my dead body will that happen. Otherwise, we might as well open a sweatshop.
Right. Is there anything else we should cover?
I think that's it.
All right. I guess let's call it then. It was great to have you here today. Unfortunately, everyone had their own reasons for missing the last DAO call, but it's great that most showed up this time. And I guess we'll see each other next time.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, DJ. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Ciao, David.